In this episode, we're talking about a spiritual successor to everything you loved about early 90s JRPGs. But also, it's kind of French. It's Quartet. This and more on Indie Game Arcade. Welcome to Indie Game Arcade, a podcast that deep dives into the latest and greatest indie games. My name's Chris.
I'm Joseph.
I had to slow myself down halfway through saying that because I started going too fast, which, we were making a joke, right before we started recording this part, where I was talking about how, I've been doing this so many times now that I wanted to be I'm trying to become an auctioneer with it. So I naturally started doing that, where I was like, welcome to Indie Game Arcade. So, yeah, I'm going to have to slow down. On our old podcast, you used to do that where you would say things so quick that people would be like, can he slow it down? I don't know what he said.
Yeah, when you get into the rhythm of it, it's just like, blah, blah, blah. The word, you're just ready to get started. So the intro is just in the way of you beginning the episode.
You're like, I just want to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about who we are. I just want to talk about the things.
I just want to talk about cartoons.
Oh,
in this case, video games.
Yeah, video games. God, we are children. We've had podcasts about cartoons and video games. We're children.
There was one point that we had a podcast about drinking beer and talking about nerdy stuff. That was a little, but we have devolved as far as our maturity goes.
The quality of what we do has shot drastically up. The mindset of what we do is shot drastically down.
Drastically down.
Game start!
So Quartet was released on August 26, 2025.
I'm going to cut you off real quick and say I'm very excited to hear what you have to say about this one because I really do want to play it soon.
Okay. Well, get ready. Buckle in, kick off your shoes, relax, take a deep breath. You ready?
I'm ready.
This was developed and published by Something Classic Games, LLC. This is their second outing. And one thing I liked about them, I don't remember where I read it, but they said something about they make games for people with jobs. And I just thought that was great. I'm like, oh, for me. They like me.
Wow.
I love that. Retails for $19.99. And when you hear how long the game is, you'll be like, man, that is a good price point for how much you're getting here. For a quick description, Quartet is a classic 2D style JRPG featuring 4 distinct narratives that weave together to become one epic story over the course of the game. Right now, it's only available on PC, but there are ports for PS4, PS5, and Switch all coming later this year. So this was one that both of us had seen. We were both excited for. You didn't play it, but I played it.
Not yet.
I'm so excited to tell you about it, man.
As a JRPG, I need to have a day to devote to it. I will not be satisfied playing an hour of a JRPG. That is you haven't even named your character by that point.
Yeah. Well, in this case, you're definitely playing established characters. So you're not naming one. But there are multiple characters to choose from, and honestly, you get to play them all. I'll explain that in a minute. But first of all, you're probably wanting to know, okay, so what is this game? So it feels a ton like a return to the JRPG classics, like Final Fantasy VI as a very definite inspiration, especially with the airships and stuff. I think you pointed that out last time when we just saw that this game was coming out. It's very evident right away that is one of the main influences. I would say Chrono Trigger as well, which is one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. You feel it not only in the way the game looks, but just and the pixel art is gorgeous, by the way. But also the story beats, the world building, especially the music. The music is fantastic. But then you get this other inspiration too of kind of like Octopath Traveler, where after this brief prologue, you get to choose one of 4 characters to begin your game with, and you'll eventually get to play all of them. As I said before, they'll kind of overlap. So like each, I don't want to say of the 4 characters, I'm going to say each of the 4 narratives range from like 2 to 3 hours each before they all end up merging into one really big overlapping thing, and they all become one party. So the reason I wanted to say 4 narratives instead of 4 characters is because within those 4 narratives, even though you're just selecting one character at first, you do end up with like additional main characters that get woven into those stories. So really there ends up being like 8 main characters, all with very complex stories that make up this giant party by the end of the game. And each one of them has like an affinity really towards like a specific type of elemental damage, like electricity or water or wind or earth or fire, things like that. Also, one of them's a hippo, and that's cool as hell. Well, I've never gotten to play a hippo before, and now I get to live the dream.
That definitely feels like a Final Fantasy thing, just because like in 6 you can play as Mog the Moogle, or even that I can't. What is the like abominable snowman's name? Who is in that game? I don't remember, but like
no, I don't.
It's just wild characters.
Yeah, there's also like a really weird like I don't know what he is. He's some sort of like elemental guardian kind of guy that you can play too, where he looks kind of like a pointy rock sort of thing, but with arms and like a cyclops kind of eye. Zikaron or something like that. He's a golem of some kind. I was just looking it up real quick while we were talking. So like, yeah, you've got some really interesting characters. There's another character that is kind of like, looks sort of like cave woman-esque, which reminds me a little bit of Ayla from Chrono Trigger, which is the character I named my dog after. So obviously that is one that will, that hits home for me. I absolutely love that character in that game.
Umaro. That's the
that's right. That's
the
right.
Yeti's
That's right.
name.
He's so good. One of the things that stood out to me right away, though, that I want to bring up is that what told me this is going to be a really good game is the writing. Like, it's not a generic fantasy story. It has a lot of complexity as far as like social order and ethics and politics. So in this world, like magic is sort of used as kind of like a status. It's revered as this powerful and divisive resource and typically bestowed upon or just only allowed for people in like leadership or military, people of like high status and high ranking. And then it's like policed for everybody else, like common folk. Some of which are like hunted down for using it without permission. Like one of the characters is literally like someone that hunts down like rogue mages and stuff. And the game doesn't necessarily start with like all of these heroes on the same sides of these kind of like ethical dilemmas, which is what makes the writing like really interesting and really solid. Because like right away, you have a lot of potential character growth and you're kind of learning about this world as they are too, because like these characters also don't understand all of the things about the world, right? And that is just good writing. But the mechanics, that's where I know you're going to want to know stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you got your party, you got the usual kind of stuff, you got turn-based attacks. You've got like skills, which also include defense within that, items, etc. The turn order is displayed on the side, which is super handy. Love that. So you can see like when the enemies are going to attack versus like when you're going to attack. So you can strategize with that. What makes me sad? No timed hits. That's sad.
I was going to ask, if there's reactive defense or timed hits. That's a bummer. But
yeah,
not a deal breaker. Not
a deal breaker. No.
I just really like that.
Yeah, games. Me too. Enemies will have elemental or physical weaknesses. It's really up to you to kind of figure those out and learn it yourself. And I like that. That was one of those things that like always felt like a huge payoff in like those old JRPGs where like you're hitting stuff. It's not taking a lot of damage. There's like one thing like right away in this game that like you keep hitting with physical damage. It is doing nothing, like no damage. And then you bring this other guy in who has like a water attack. He's the only one in your party that has a water attack. and you just destroy the thing. And you're like, I see.
Finally, he's useful.
Well, yeah. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to remember that. And then it's like every time, there's no tooltip or anything that tells you only water attacks. You just have to remember that. But,
Good.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That reminds me of like, I mean, there's a lot of games that do it now, but the first one I can think of is Final Fantasy Tactics, where if you throw a potion at like an undead creature, it will take damage from that potion, but nothing tells you to do that. You just have to know that something that gives life to the living brings death to the undead. And I just thought that was such a cool mechanic. And like a Phoenix down will kill them instantly. So that's just a really cool thing. I love when you do have to discover those weaknesses because it's not something that's just like, nothing's holding your hand and telling you.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you about a game changer. So your AP, which is, your attack power that allows you to do your skills.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It regenerates. So
it's like timed?
So what it is you have, let's say you'll go in and your character has, let's say, 115% AP, right? You will use an attack that uses, let's say, 20% AP. After your turn, maybe you will gain back, let's say, 10% AP. That's like how it'll regenerate. So it'll regenerate a little bit, but you still have to kind of pay attention to it because it's not going to fill all the way up. It'll just, slow regen after each turn. But like, it's not like other games where you feel like you constantly have to play so conservatively to the point you barely use magic or skills or anything.
That's what I was going to say is like any game where I have like a limited resource like that, be it mana or, skill points or whatever, I'm so hesitant to use them in regular battles. I'm like, I don't want to waste them because I don't have like the things I need to recharge it, or even if I do, I still need to carry 99 of those just in case I need them later at the final boss or something. So it's like, I really appreciate that.
And then you feel like you've wasted a turn because you have to use an item to regenerate that AP, right? So like
exactly.
Yeah, so here that AP is like regenerating, and there's like other things that will also help that. So a lot of the characters will have a skill too, which is usually your defense skill, where it won't use any AP to use like a defensive skill most of the time. And when you do that, it'll like raise your defense. Sometimes some of them will also like raise your luck or something like that. But it'll also like regen more of your AP while you're defending. So there's also this boost there. So it's just like, okay, it does not feel like as much of a waste of a turn as using like an item or something like that to regen.
That's a really great system, especially the defending, raising more of it, because defending is also something I rarely do. I will take so many hits because it's like defense feels like a waste of a turn sometimes. But if it's actually bringing back skill points or action points or whatever, then it's like, okay, great. I have reason to do this and I need to defend because I'm hurt.
Yeah, so now it's a strategy.
Great. That's a really cool system. I'm glad they I forgive them for not having the reactive hits,
the time hits,
because all of this stuff is made up for it.
Let me tell you about something else that's going to add to it even more, and it's going to make you even happier. So instead of so you have 4 people, right? And like almost all JRPGs, 4 people, right? You got an 8-member party for this. 4 out front doing the dirty work, 4 in reserve. So like 4 are actually fighting. 4 of them are not in viewpoint, but they're still there. So you can swap one in. And when you do, they automatically get to take their turn. There's like no penalties for that. It's not like wasting something. When you swap a character out, that character will regen their AP even faster. So like that makes it even better. There's so much strategy like in this. It's insane, man.
I mean, there's a lot. It sounds like a lot to keep track of, but it's also like, what balance is it to keep it fair if you can just swap party members in and out on the fly like that?
So one thing is the enemies, when they hit, they'll usually hit pretty hard. So like, it's not like a case of, there's been like other games I've played, and like even Sea of Stars, even though I really, really love Sea of Stars, it's a little guilty of that too, where like you can get into a lot of fights and there just doesn't feel like there's a lot of like weight to them. Whereas in like this one, you can kind of do that, but like there's definitely like you'll get into some like random mobs and something like that. And then all of a sudden, like one mob might do like a certain attack and he hits all 4 of your guys at once and it takes like 20% of everybody's health. And it's like, oh shit. Okay. Yep. I got a plan for this. So you are having to do like a lot of strategy with this too. And like a lot of my turns and stuff that I'm doing because of the idea that you can use so many of your skills and stuff is not just straight up like damage and things. Like I'm doing a lot of like, okay, what character do I have that has an attack that could cause blindness over here? Or this character has a skill that I can use that can possibly cause somebody to skip a turn or like their turn to be delayed. I need to use that on this guy over here before he goes next because otherwise like they're going to wipe me out again. So like it feels a lot more balanced than you would think. Also, like there's the idea too that you have like this many characters. That means you also have that many characters that you have to keep equipped. So like there's that trade-off too. I mean, one thing that I do like is it's shared XP. So like, let's go. That's awesome.
That was my next question. Yeah. Yes. Like if I keep somebody in the back line the whole time, are they going to just be completely out-leveled?
Nah, it's shared XP, which is great. I love that.
Good. Okay.
But yeah, like I never felt overwhelmed with what I played so far. And there's also like, there's a lot of stuff laying around too. Like, so like if you do a little exploring, you're going to find a lot of items. Like, so for the most part, like I was able to not worry too much about healing during combat and healed in between combat for the most part. But there definitely were times that I was like, nope, I gotta defend. I gotta use potion now or I'm gonna die. That didn't come too often, but like there was a couple boss fights where I was like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know about this one. But like it all felt like super rewarding and it felt earned. Like every victory, especially with the bosses, felt super earned and felt really good.
Okay, and it's a 20 to 30 hour game?
20 to 30 hours. Like? Yes, 20 to 30 hour game. So
for 20
there's
bucks.
A lot here.
Yeah.
So man, it's great. Like honestly, I felt like a kid again as soon as I started playing this, especially like as soon as I heard those first like notes of the music and like the story and everything. It just, man, it really just got my nostalgia like triggered super, super hard.
Something I have like a big love for is seeing like tiny sprites of your characters in combat, but your enemies are like a guy named like Regular Soldier Man, and he's like huge. 20 feet tall compared to you. And it's like, what is the scale of these things?
Yeah, so there is like one of the bosses I fought, like, so you're real tiny. Like if, the sprites remind me of Pathway, like how small they are, and like one of my favorite games of all time. But like, yeah, the boss I fought was just this giant mage dude. I mean, he's just supposed to be a regular dude, but like, again, like the scale of bosses to you are always so big. But like, his name's just Dreyfus. It's this big, tall mage with glasses. It was very funny.
It's just like, even just like soldiers or like, I don't know, street urchin or something, you're going to be like 20 feet tall men compared to your tiny character. There's something that I just love about that. Yeah. It just feels so classic to me. That takes me back to like Breath of Fire 2, which is one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh yeah.
And just, again, the scale of characters to your enemies is just wild sometimes.
Yeah, it's it's just so good. One thing I didn't mention too that I really like is the with the bosses, they don't tell you like how much HP they have. Whereas like you can see like the health bars on like, any random mob and stuff. The bosses is just, straight question marks all the way across. You have no idea.
Oh man, you gotta love the question marks.
Yeah, classic, right? This was absolutely developed by people that know the genre extremely well, and specifically the genre from the era that we have nostalgia for, which is the early 90s. So like
I gotta play this thing. I have
You're
to.
gonna love it. I have no hesitation saying this is one of the best JRPGs of the last decade. I think one of the best JRPGs, like, period. Well, definitely, I think the best one of this year. I love this game.
How would you say it compares to Sea of Stars? I know you were big into that, and I think you've played that plus the expansion.
Yeah, I haven't finished the expansion yet. I kind of like fell off of it because we're playing so many games every week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure just yet. And the reason is because I've with the core game, I've beat Sea of Stars and I 100%ed that thing. Searched every nook and cranny. And like, it's the story of that game, like, hit so well. It just like, it feels so good playing like Sea of Stars. Like, it is fantastic. And it's got timed hits. So like, that's got a plus.
True.
I think at the moment, I would say this has a really good chance for me, at least personally, to feel on par, but I'm not sure yet. It could go a little higher. We'll see. I would say, whereas to me, Sea of Stars is the spiritual successor of Chrono Trigger, I feel like this is a spiritual successor of Final Fantasy. So
yeah. Okay. So not apple to apples.
Yeah, so there's definitely some differences. And I think they're both extremely, extremely good at the homage they're paying to both of those things. But man, are they good JRPGs. There's another JRPG that like was announced like months ago that I've been looking forward to, and then I haven't seen anything about it for the longest time. And I'm just like, just keep pumping these out, guys. Keep making really good JRPGs, please, because that's what I'm here for. I love this shit.
Also makes me want to go back and play the UFO 50 Western RPG that's in there, because I know that's like a pretty substantial game.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, what, 60 hours or something?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, which is like, that would be like this game plus Sea of Stars combined, which is insane to think about.
Yeah,
like,
especially in a game with 49 at least other games.
I can't imagine it. That's insane. Oh, man. Well, I got to say, I absolutely recommend this game to any JRPG fan. It's hands down, this is a must play. Doesn't have a lot of reviews yet. Get your eyes on it. Like, seriously, you will thank me later.
I know I'm going to be playing it.
Power up!
Hey, if you're enjoying this episode so far, do us a favor and throw us a like, a follow, share the episode or the podcast with folks who love indie games so we can get more of these game recommendations out there and support indie game devs. We also have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/nerdsloth where you can catch us playing more indie games or check out our top 5 series for even more indie game recommendations, because we believe there's an indie game out there for everyone.
Combo!
Let's talk about some other indie games we've been playing this week. I got 2 more for you, just like I did in the last episode, which I'm going to let you choose. Do you want a cute rhythm game or do you want a cute puzzle game? Which one first?
Let's go puzzle first.
All right. Let me tell you about Slip and Slime, which is the best name ever.
Slip and Slime?
Yeah, Slip and Slime.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. You played D&D before, right? Maybe you fought a slime.
Yep.
Have you ever gotten to be a slime?
No. I've corralled slimes in Slime Rancher. That's what I was thinking of.
Well, this time you get to be a slime. Slip and Slime is a Sokoban-inspired puzzle game where you get to play as a cute little slime whose objective in each of the 100 levels in this game is to get through a magical doorway to get to the next area. But you are such a slippery little slime, you keep on sliding until you run into something. And each level is filled with twists and turns that you have to figure out and experiment with to find the right pattern to escape. On top of that, the game throws in lots of extra hazards and utilities as you progress, like spike traps, cracked cave floors that'll become holes the second you slide across them, boxes to move around, floor grates that will siphon off some of your slimy body and shape you into a smaller little slime so you can fit into small areas, tons of variables that make it a really, really fun experience. It's very easy to pick up, very forgiving as well. You basically get like a Control Z if you make a mistake. There's like a little button you can hit at the top to go back and undo a movement if you make a flub, or you can hit a button to restart the whole level if you just really screwed up. So it's very, very casual in that way. No high stakes. It's just a cute puzzle game simply for the enjoyment of solving puzzles as a cute little pink slime who does a little dance every time you complete a level, which is just fun. Released on August 27th, 2025, developed by Wild Magic Studio, and not a bad price point, $9.99. For 100 levels, I'm here for it. I had such a good time with this one. I played through the demo twice because I had so much fun. So yeah, I'm going to be picking this up.
The movement reminds me of that ninja game that is slipping my mind that I played fairly recently, the demo of it at least, that's also less about combat and more about, it's turn-based, but it's movement in the way that this is, where you are kind of like aligning yourself to the right spot to try to reach certain areas or pass through enemies in order to defeat them. It's not just a straight move from square to square.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember the name of it.
As you brought that up, I started thinking of Slayaway Camp too, which is a similar idea, except with a lot more murder instead of cute slime dances. But yeah, man, it's fun. It's really addictive. Like I said, this is like a game that is no pressure. It's just fun. It's pure fun. Now, let me tell you about Pastel Parade. This is a cute rhythm game that can also be extremely frustrating. It's a super adorable, like chibi anime looking game with gorgeous colors. Like it really does. It's like these vivid pastels, which seem like a weird thing to say, but like if you look at it, you're going to understand what I'm saying. Super clean art style. The gameplay is a series of mini games that are all rhythm-based, like shaking up and spraying sodas, playing volleyball, hopscotch, playing music in a band, all kinds of stuff. And you are rated on your performances for each one. And like, man, you want to get those platinum medals, dude. The caveat, though, is it requires so much precision that if you have any input lag at all, you are absolutely doomed in this game. For example, I played this first on my Steam Deck, and it took me like a few tries, but I did pretty well. Didn't get any platinums. I'm so sorry, but I did get silver medals for pretty much everything. 1 or 2 gold, but then trying to switch and play it on my desktop with mouse and keyboard, which I just recently had to switch from my usual gaming keyboard to like this generic Microsoft one because I had some issues. There's just like this little split fraction of input lag, and that made it totally unplayable for me. Whereas like I played Kill the Music when I talked about that before, and I had a slightly harder time playing Kill the Music on the desktop than I did my Steam Deck, but I was still able to pull everything off. This one, like, I just could not nail anything once I was using my keyboard. So it's like, even that slightest bit of input lag, you're kind of SOL.
Keyboard issue or skill issue? Question mark?
I mean, ¿por qué no los dos? Maybe a little of both. But here's the thing, like seeing some of the comments, I'm seeing some pretty similar things as far as those in like the reviews and stuff like that on this game, that like a lot of people are having some very similar struggles as far as that. My guess is that I think like, well, I know this from experience with a lot of rhythm games, there is like a little bit of give to, you know, some of the timings and stuff like that. This one has no give. And this one is so cute. It has zero shits to give about like how precise you're going to be. If you aren't precise, you don't get nothing. It's very unforgiving.
So funny with how cute it is and how like it's even labeled as casual.
Man, no, they're lying to you. This is so hard. But it looks like some sort of like I don't know, it looks like a kid's cartoon you would see on like a Japanese YouTube channel or something. Just so chibi, so cute, so like
it also kind of reminds me of some of those like those imported Japanese arcade cabinets that are
my God, totally.
Yeah, the large like rhythm ones that you're either like moving your hand in a circle, hitting the pads, whatever the case is. There's so many different like rhythm like arcade cabinets that have similar like visuals to this.
Yes. In fact, I could totally see a game like this in an arcade, just like with that. Like that makes so much sense. Here's the other thing. It's a very short game, like really short. Like I think if you don't care about earning like the best medals and stuff, you could probably see everything the game has to offer in an hour and some change.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I think that it's like, that's fine until you get to the price point. So like, first of all, this released August 26, 2025, was developed by Pastel Parade Project. The price is $15.99, which I'm just going to say, in my opinion, is way too high for what you get. I think it's a really cool game. I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. It's super wholesome. I had a really fun time playing this on my Steam Deck, honestly. But like the price point for that short a game, I just can't. I can't. So like I would definitely wait for a really big sale on this one.
Yeah, that's challenging because I do like the way that it looks, but $15 for like an hour of gameplay, and I'm not really a platinum chaser kind of person, so I don't know that I would get enough out of it to justify the cost.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, that's like kind of a bummer, because like I do think this is a game that a lot of people would really enjoy. I just wish at least there was more content to it if it was going to be like the price it is. Which is like, I get it, man. Like studios got to make some money and stuff to, get that return. But like for that much though, like there's a lot of other games that are similar that have a much lower price point, like the one you're going to talk about next.
Yeah. That's why I wanted you to talk about this one last, so I could segue right into the one that you already mentioned, which is Kill the Music. So you talking about that game previously reminded me that it came out and encouraged me to pick it up myself. So I literally bought it because I was like, you know what? I was going to anyway. And real quick before I forget, Arashi Gaiden, that was the name of the ninja game.
Arashi Gaiden.
I remembered, Arashi Gaiden, the one that was similar to the slime game you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's more movement based. Anyway, so Kill the Music again is the rhythm based roguelike kind of survivor. It's not really like it's more of a bullet hell, I guess, than a bullet heaven. I don't know. It depends. But yeah, Kill the Music. Amazing visuals on this. I think the timing of this one is like impeccable. Like I think it's very forgiving because I felt great playing this. Like when I can get a good beat going and I can get into like the actual solo mode where you're just like, that's basically your powered up mode where you're just rocking out. Like it just feels so satisfying. Like the first maybe 3 or 4 times I faced the final boss of the individual run, like I just swept through him like immediately. He's starting to get a little bit harder. I'm on run 6 or 7 now, or like, which the more you do, the more you unlock a character after each one once you hit a certain point, and it increases the length and difficulty of your runs from that point forward. So I'm at a point right now where I just suffered my first defeat in run 5 or 6, one of the two, I can't remember. And I was like, okay, so I really got to like lock in because now it's getting harder. Man. Yeah. And I am still just having so much fun with it because it just feels so satisfying. I love the roguelike elements to it. The RNG of it is you're picking up either powers for the so you are just the single member of this band.
You're just Roxy.
You're Roxy, and you're trying to like save your bandmates from, I guess, hell or something, or just some sort of like death spirit thing. And you're doing this by like defeating his minions in a rhythmic sort of way by you're moving around and attacking to the beat. And the beats are very easy to read because it's a big circle that closes in, and you want to hit it like when it's in the center of your circle. And so it's easy enough to time. When you power up to do your solos, which are your special moves, like it gives you the beat of it like before it starts moving, so you can kind of get the rhythm of that. And then it's like, okay, I'm going a little bit faster now because I chose the mode that was like it does the faster beat on the solo. So it's like my normal beat is just like a thump, thump, thump. And then the solo mode's like the thump, 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 thump. And that's like really fun, like keeping up with it. It makes me feel like I'm in a more powerful mode because I'm having to hit the button faster and I'm just doing a lot more damage. And it's just like really exhilarating to play that. Back to what I was talking about though with the unlock thing. So you can power up the instrument that you choose initially. You can get these general power-ups that are like stars, and those apply to like all instruments or just like in general to your character. And you can get other like instruments slash bandmates to accompany you. So like, let's say I started with a bass guitar, then I could also pick up a keyboard that's rotating around me. And then like another, like an actual guitar that's like falling from the sky, or various other instruments that are doing different things, drums that shoot projectiles. And so you can either really heavily focus on powering up like one or two weapons, or like really extend it to where like I want multiple like instruments in my array here, so that I'm doing so many things all the time. And I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. It just depends on your preference and like really how you want to build out the run, or what you're kind of focusing on. And that part's been really satisfying to me. And all the while, like after you beat every run, you're unlocking a little bit more of the story, finding out what's happening, like what got Roxy into this predicament in the first place. And then you're getting to see progressively more as you go through it. It hasn't hit a point yet to where it's so hard that I have had to do multiple tries to like get through any portion of it really. But I am probably about maybe a little over halfway through the actual like difficulty levels, and it's already getting pretty challenging. So I know once I get up there, I'm going to have to really like hit it hard and kind of hyper focus on exactly what I'm trying to do build wise.
Oh man, I'm so glad you're enjoying this.
Definitely satisfying roguelike. And I love like good rhythm games that just have like a nice, like a good beat that is like, it makes sense in the gameplay. And the way that they do this one is just so smart. And also the visuals are just, I love the just flat colors of this. Like talking about what we were talking about last episode, like Mortal Sin, it's got this really unique palette that makes it all the more appealing to play, because it's not just a basic, like, I don't know, plain looking game or anything like that. Might lose its appeal faster to me, but this is just like amazing to look at and great to listen to and fun to play. So it's a firing on all cylinders for me, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's so good. The developer made another game that came out in 2023 called Infinite Guitars. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at it now. It looks like it might be another kind of rhythm game of some sort. It's got a lot of mixed reviews though. So I'm not.
Oh, same art style though.
Yeah, very similar art style. I'm not sure just because of all the reviews, but like I kind of want to look into it more. But like it looks really good. So I don't know.
It kind of looks like a rhythm game more aligned with like Guitar Hero or something like that, as far as like the way that the notes are like passing on the screen and you're having to hit them.
But it also looks like a bit of like an RPG.
Yeah, like that's like
built
I wonder
in?
if the combat moves into like the like when you're hitting the notes up there or something. I don't know. Visually looks great, but yeah, the mixed review. There's only 24 reviews, so
it's mixed. That's pretty. That's harsh. That's pretty harsh.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because like every review counts, and you have that few. And the same with this game. This game only has I think 48 or so.
Yeah,
Kill the Music, and I feel like this one deserves a lot more. So I'm hoping it really does get more attention, because I know I'm going to keep playing it.
No, this game, like I can say easily, like if we're thinking about what our like top 10 for the year is going to be, like I think this one definitely gets into the conversation, like easily. So
and it's less than $10.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And right now it's even on sale for $7.99.
Yeah, $7.99. Crazy.
That'll probably end by the time this goes up, and then someone's gonna get mad at me again and be like, "You told me it was $7.99." And I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I know, it was, you know."
Well, I'll tell you exactly when it's gonna end, which is September 4th.
Let me see. What day does this go out? Am I gonna get yelled at by people?
If this is going out Friday, you're gonna get yelled at.
It ended yesterday. Oh no. Everyone's so mad at me now. Okay. Well, hey, let me know in the comments
how mad
you are about me lying about this sale. It gets this engagement, at least, you know. So there's something to be said about it.
Sure.
I'm so glad that you like this, though, man. So glad.
Yeah, it's great.
Final round.
Let's talk about some upcoming indie games we're excited about. Speaking of being excited about things, Ball Pit or Ball X Pit. I'm not sure what you're supposed to say, but I feel like whenever you say X, you got to be like X.
I think they're all just like a cross thing, just like Hunter x Hunter and I don't know, what was it, like Tekken, Street Fighter Tekken.
Yeah.
Everything is just like, it's crossed over the thing. The X is always silent.
Or ball cross pit. No,
Nope.
that sounds even worse. Hey,
Yeah.
guess what? So I talked about this a lot before. It finally has a release date. It's coming out October 15th. This is the brick-breaking roguelike that I just can't wait for this full release. This was my favorite demo during Steam Next Fest, the last iteration that we did. I talked so much about this one. It is so good. Man, this is one I know that you will get sucked into for sure.
Oh, it's on my wish list already.
Yeah, dude. This is one of those ones that is like, this is the type of game that you're going to play it and like, it's one of those ones where all of a sudden it's daylight outside and you started playing this at like 8 p.m. and you're like, what the hell just happened to me? What happened?
And then I have to take a sick day just to keep playing it.
Yeah, exactly. Which you've done.
I have before and I will again.
Yeah. The other one I wanted to talk about was Cult of the Lamb Woolhaven. This is a huge DLC expansion for Cult of the Lamb. It is adding tons of new content, lots of new areas, enemies, things to do. I love the core of this game when it came out. They did a huge expansion a while back that doubled the amount of content. And from what I understand, they're doubling that amount of content with this DLC.
Oh my gosh.
So this game is gigantic now. It's like the Woolhaven thing. It looks very like ice kind of themed, like very like snowy, like tundra-ish kind of stuff. And like there's like a new ancient god and stuff that you're going up against. Sign me up. It sounds great. It looks great. I mean, I'm always going to love this game. It's no concrete release date yet, but sometime in 2026 is what it looks like. And I will be checking it out.
The one I want to bring up, being Year of the Ninja still, is Katanaut.
What?
Or Katanaut. I don't know, because it's like katana, but it's like
be katana.
A knot at the end. Yeah, Katanaut. That just sounds weird. Both sound weird. Anyway, Katanaut is a fast-paced action roguelike. It's fast-paced action roguelike game, and you're a samurai ninja-looking dude, but it's like futuristic, sort of like robotic-looking or like cyber ninja kind of deal.
Oh,
but you're still swinging a katana. You're throwing the stars, and you are just slicing through enemies at a really fast pace in a like a cosmic horror sort of space deal. So it's kind of blending a lot of different things, but it looks super cool. I love the vibrancy to it of like the not post-apocalyptic, but just like the strange like futuristic horror stuff, which is just the cosmic horror that is just really appealing.
This looks nuts. Like I'm looking at, like I was just watching the trailer. It is super gory and like, but like this is all pixel art though, and like very vibrant,
like a 2D side scrolling kind of deal, but very fast paced. Hyper violent, it looks like. Yeah. Like I said, swinging your katana, throwing your shuriken. It looks like grabbing a machine gun, probably finding other futuristic weapons. I'm sure there's going to be lasers in there in some way. It's the future.
I mean, that's what you do in the future, right?
You shoot lasers.
This is cool, man. What a good find.
Yeah, I had not even heard about this, but I'm glad that I ran across it. Not even early access, just coming straight out on September 10th. So in 12 days from now.
Yeah, really close. Really close. I bet you this will come up again on a future episode in the near future.
Unless it just completely like flops its launch, then yeah. Unfortunately, that is also around the same time that Hollow Knight Silksong is coming out. So it's like,
wait, what?
The
game?
Timing is not great. Oh yeah. What game?
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
No, not familiar.
No. I'd rather play Katanaut.
Was that the game? So the Silksong, was that the one that like they said, hey, we're coming out, and then like every indie game was just like, oh dang, and then they had to reschedule the release dates.
Yeah, such a meteoric release that other indie games delayed their own releases for this.
I'm a little mad at Silksong right now because of Kajora, because I've been looking forward to Kajora for so long. And then they're like, I guess we won't release it until January. I'm like, no, that's so much farther. Why couldn't you just do like 2 weeks from then? Oh, that hurts me. That hurts my heart.
Silksong's going to take up so much of my time, but I will do my best to share the love with other games too.
You're going to be busy playing Bad Cheese. You can't play Silksong.
Yeah, true. I gotta make Daddy happy or whatever the thing was.
You
I
gotta
can't
keep your
remember.
daddy happy.
That's what it was.
Bad Cheese. Keep Daddy happy, Joseph.
Game over.
Speaking of keeping Daddy happy, if you had a good time listening to this episode, stick around for the bumper to learn how you can. Come on.
How you can keep Daddy happy?
Stick around for the bumper to learn how you can help support the show and all the things we do here at Nerd Sloth Creative. You can also check the show notes for our link tree, which will take you to our social media, Discord, subreddit, merch store, and all the other cool things I'm saying really fast. Get in touch with us, though, and let us know what indie games you're playing and help us elevate these games so we can help support indie game devs. But that's game over for us. My name's Chris.
I'm Joseph.
And we'll continue on the next episode.
Continue.
Indie Game Arcade is recorded and produced by Nerd Sloth Creative. If you're looking for more gaming content, head over to youtube.com/nerdsloth for indie game let's plays and recommendations. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/nerdsloth, where you can select a pledge and receive access to hundreds of hours of bonus content from everything at Nerd Sloth Creative. If you're an indie game developer and would like us to review your game or explore other opportunities, send an email to nerdslothcreative@gmail.com with the subject line Indie Game Arcade. Thanks for listening, and keep supporting indie game devs.